The soothing world of Bob Ross, full of calm mountains, happy little trees, and cloud-kissed skies, was shattered by a dark, quiet battle that remained hidden from his millions of fans. Bob Ross wasn't just a beloved TV painter. He was a cultural icon whose image represented peace, creativity, and kindness. But in the final chapter of his life, Ross endured a storm of illness, betrayal, and heartbreaking silence. Diagnosed with lymphoma in 1994, Bob Ross made a fateful decision. He would not go public with his diagnosis. Instead, he kept painting, filming new episodes of The Joy of Painting with a quiet dignity that masked the agony inside. Behind the scenes, however, a far more painful narrative was unfolding. Ross's longtime business partners, the Kowalskis Annette and Walt, were maneuvering to gain full legal control of the Bob Ross name and intellectual property. Knowing his time was short, Ross tried to secure his legacy for his only son, Steve. But the documents he signed in trust would later be used against him. Steve Ross would eventually reveal that his father was essentially cut out of the empire he helped build. The Bob Ross name, image, and likeness were turned into a commercial brand, controlled not by family but by corporate interests. Bob Ross's final years were consumed not just by cancer but by legal frustrations, emotional wounds, and a growing realization that the empire he built was slipping from his grasp. He wore his trademark afro wig long after his hair had fallen out from treatment, determined to preserve the comforting image his fans cherished. Even as he grew weaker, Ross refused to stop filming. Those final episodes reveal a man more fragile than before, but still smiling, still speaking softly, still painting light into a world that often felt dark. When he passed away on July 4, 1995, the obituaries were brief, and the cause of death was not widely discussed. His funeral was small, quiet, and mostly devoid of the media coverage someone of his stature deserved. Years later, Netflix's 2021 documentary pulled back the curtain and exposed the true extent of what Ross endured. Fans were horrified to learn how the man who gave so much joy had been manipulated, legally cornered, and eventually erased from controlling his own legacy. Steve Ross, once featured in his father's show, had vanished from the brand entirely, his name scrubbed from all business dealings. Ross's true story is not just one of artistic brilliance but also of heartbreak, loss, and the deep injustice of corporate greed. Today, his face is found on mugs, calendars, and bobbleheads, yet his family has no control over those profits. Despite all this, Bob Ross remains a symbol of gentleness. Even as his final days unraveled into tragedy, he never stopped giving, never stopped smiling, and never stopped believing in the power of art to heal. The truth about his death is not just sad, it's infuriating. But knowing it also makes his kindness all the more remarkable. Behind every happy little tree was a man carrying the weight of a silent goodbye.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.